Here we go.
Is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. So glad you stopped by. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome. Why don't you grab a seat and why don't you stay a while? But as long as you're here, do me a couple favors first. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and make sure to ring that notification bell and make sure it says all so you'll know when the next video pops up. Hit that like button and before you head out, drop a comment. And if you're of the 780 plus regulars here, welcome back for another round. As that you also hit that like button. And before you leave, drop a comment, because as we all know, YouTube does love those comments. And of course, as always, share this video with your friends on all social media. My socials for Instagram and X are down below in the description, along with a link to that wonderful Joker Boys merch store. Okay. So, over the weekend, WWE's developmental brand NXT had their biggest show of the year, Stand and Deliver, this year held in St. Louis, Missouri. Now, I went to this show last year in Las Vegas, and I got to see some of the up-and-coming talent that is now featured on the main roster. Talent like Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, Obafemi, and Trick Williams. So, I want to take a look at this year's show, some of the key matches, and talent who I think could possibly be headed to the main roster after WrestleMania 42. Hey guys, I'll get you back to the video in just a second, but let me tell you something about something that's really cool. So, as you know, on Wednesday Nights Overbooked, myself and the guys, well, mostly me, have an affinity for the Joshis, those exciting Japanese female wrestlers that just excite us match after match after match. Well, myself and my friend Jacob Ironside came up with this idea, and we got together with Mixed Tees to bring you guys this. A brand new shirt design with the original Wednesday Nights Overbooked logo on the front and Ron on the back. So little Joshi love here where you get to walk around with the likes of Kairi Sane, Asuka, Julia, and Io Sky all for yourself. Now, this shirt is going to be available on my merch store at Mixed Tees. Link is down below in the description. But this is only available for a limited time. This will be available till April 19th, night 2 of WrestleMania. And proceeds in this time frame from all sales, all the merch is available. Percentage of all the revenue generated is going to the Starting Foundation of America. So get yourself something really cool and give to a good cause. With that, back to the video. Now, there were 6 matches on the main card and a pre-show match in total for the entire show. I'm only going to focus on 4 matches, of which I believe there is talent that could absolutely or possibly be headed to the main roster. Now, the first match I'm going to talk about is the only non-title match, which, frankly, it didn't need a title because Sol Ruca versus Zaria, their story started a year ago at Stand and Deliver in Las Vegas. I mean, the building of their friendship, the jealousy and hatred that Zaria was festering towards Sol Ruca, the eventual turn on Sol Ruca, all led to this match. As far as the match goes, it was really a battle of styles, Zaria's power moves versus Sol's athleticism. Now, in the end, it took not 1, not 2, but 3 Soul Snatchers, a bit ridiculous, but Sol Ruca ends up victorious in this match. Now, normally, right before a call-up, the one who's being moved up usually puts their opponent over and takes the loss. This might be an exception because There's a reason Sol Ruka was picked to face Bailey at Saturday night's main event. And after her fantastic performance at the Royal Rumble, there's no question Sol Ruka is absolutely ready for the main roster.
Oh my God. Yes.
Now we're going to take a look at the title matches that I'm going to be highlighting. And the first is going to be for the Women's North American Championship with the champion, Tatum Paxley, being challenged by the Glamour, Blake Monroe. The story in this match is Blake had stolen the title belt and she's trying to play mind games with Tatum. Tatum is warning the challenger that this is not just the Goth versus the Glamour, but if Blake is the woman from hell, Tatum's the fire in hell. Now, the match conclusion was fun, ridiculous. They were just hitting finisher after finisher, and Tatum only hits her finisher once to get the win. But at the end, like I said, Tatum retains the title and gets her title belt back. Now, as far as call-up goes, Blake Monroe is absolutely ready for the main roster. She was ready when she debuted in NXT. However, I don't think that's her destination, at least not yet, because in a backstage segment later on in the show, we saw Blake Monroe enlisting the help of the Vanity Project. Now, perhaps Blake doesn't necessarily have her eyes for one of the boys of the Vanity Project, but someone who's been seen with the Vanity Project on TV. Oh, I don't know, maybe a certain former Nebraska track and field star?
She's hot, definitely hot.
Next, I want to talk about the main event of the show. And this was for the NXT Championship in a fatal four-way match with Tony D'Angelo, Ricky Saints, Ethan Page versus the NXT champion, Joe Hendry. Now, to be quite honest, this was the match I had the least interest in, simply due to the fact that I'm not the biggest Joe Hendry fan. But I will say that this match over-delivered on my expectations, and mostly be from the performances of both Ricky Saints and Ethan Page. And in the end, Tony D'Angelo finally captures the one NXT championship he has not held. He's held the Heritage Cup, tag titles, North American titles, as he is now the only NXT Grand Slam champion.
Well done. Well done.
As far as moving up from NXT to the main roster, Joe Hendry, possible, sure, I could see it. However, Ethan Page and Ricky Saints, absolutely. I could see them both on the main roster as early as the Raw or SmackDown after WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
And finally, the match I want to talk about the most opened up the show to the main card, and it was for the NXT Women's Championship. In a triple threat, we had Lola Vice, the champion, Jacy Jane, and Kendall Gray. This match was by far the best match of the entire show and could have easily, and frankly probably should have, been the main event of Stand and Deliver. I mean, just minute by minute, the match got better and better and better. And I have to admit, like a lot of folks, I was scratching my head when Jacy Jane defeated Stephanie Vaquer to become the NXT Women's Champion. But to my surprise, she has had a very, very solid run as the champion of the women's division of NXT. Now, that run had to come to an end, as in a bit of a surprise move, but I'm not upset about it. Lola Vice got the win and is now the new NXT Women's Champion. So I guess Lola Vice will be at NXT for a little bit longer. Kendall Gray just got to NXT from Evolve, so she'll be there for a bit. Jacy Jane is absolutely headed to the main roster. But bringing her up as just a singles competitor, that might be a mistake. I mean, her two best runs at NXT were when she was part of a group. And Fallon Henley is just as talented in ring as Jacy Jane. And as far as Lainey Reed goes, in her short time with the WWE, she is ahead of a lot of talent that's already on the main roster. Jade Cargill. So, in my mind, it only makes sense that Fatal Influence makes their main roster debut on the Raw following WrestleMania. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours down below in the comments. And be sure to tune in this week, 6 p.m. Pacific, right here on this channel, where me and the guys will be talking about a little bit of this and a whole lot more, believe you me. Of course, I'm talking about Wednesday night is overbooked. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, folks. Again, quick reminder before you head out the door, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, hey, thanks for sticking around this long. I really appreciate it. And I will see you folks all very soon. Hope you had a great weekend. Have a wonderful rest of the week ahead of you. Always have fun. Keep talking. Keep smiling. Until next time.